So, good morning. I invite you to close your eyes and just feel into your feet first. Notice if you can balance the weight across the right and left foot, the front of the foot and the heel, maybe rocking slightly back and forth until you find center. Take a deep breath, exhale, let it go. Roll your shoulders up, back and down. Loosen your neck, your knees, your wrists and elbows. And then bring your hands to your lower belly, lower dantian, as it's called in qigong and tai chi in the East. Sort of between the first and second chakra here. Really important energy center. Center of intelligence. Just feel whether there's movement as you breathe. Does the belly rise as you inhale and fall as you exhale? Big breath into the belly. Exhale, let it go. And then bring your hands to the center of the chest. And just take in that gesture. This intention to practice with kindness toward ourselves, friendliness. Breathing into the heart space. Exhale with a sigh. And then letting your attention rise up to the center of the brain. Imagine you can breathe into the center of the brain. Big breath in and let it go. Attention settling back at the heart for our metta phrase. May my heart remain open. May my heart remain open. May my heart remain open. Breathing in, as you exhale, let your eyes open, let your arms relax by your sides, and just check that your stance is about outer hip distance apart. Just relaxed stance. Roll your shoulders up, back and down, arms relaxed by your sides, and then we're just going to start this movement where you start to push the arms back and let them float forward. And you can coordinate the breath, so you're exhaling as you push your arms back, and the inhalation just happens on its own. Focus on the exhalation. Let your knees bend and your weight sink down into your feet. And imagine that the movement, as we always do in qigong, is coming from the belly center. Imagine that you've got 5-pound weights in your hands, so they're really heavy, and that momentum is bringing them forward. There's just a bit of effort to push back. Exhale, maybe exhaling through the mouth a few times here. Little bit of engagement in the lower belly. And maybe a bit faster if your shoulders aren't sore. So the breath will speed up too. And then really gradually slow it down, like putting less and less effort. And the momentum just gradually fades. And feel what's happening, knees soft. Feel the movement of energy through the body. And then we're going to start moving from the belly side to side. Let your arms hang heavy and just flop like there's no muscles in your arms. So the movement is all coming from the center. And you might let your heel come off the ground. So if you're turning to the left, the right heel lifts slightly. Turning to the right, or sorry, left, your right heel, right, your left heel. And then start to intentionally tap with your hands the back here at the bottom of the ribs. So let your head turn in the direction your body's turning. And just start to look at the same point behind you each time you turn, if that's possible. Otherwise, one point one side, one point the other side. This depends on how far your head can comfortably turn. And then let go of that drishti point and look forward. Keep your body turning side to side. So gazing into the horizon now, keep a steady gaze, but soft. And it's like your body is turning around this central axis. Nice. Maybe a little faster if it feels comfortable. Notice what's happening with your breath. Just let it be natural. And then start to gradually slow it down. So this is another one of those movements that can really help to release neck and shoulder tension. So once the momentum stops, just take a pause and notice what you're feeling. Notice if you can feel that increased movement of chi, prana through the body. And then the next one, we're just going to take a stance with the feet parallel, outer hip distance, and we're going to roll down one vertebra at a time. So standing comfortably, knees soft, belly can draw in a little if your back is tender. Tuck your chin, round your spine, roll down one vertebra at a time, head, arms heavy. And when you've gone as far as you can go, roll back up again. And when you're all the way up, roll your shoulders up, back and down, lift and drop the heels, and then we'll repeat. Head heavy, arms heavy, roll down, and then roll back up. Once you're all the way up, roll your shoulders up, back and down, lift and drop the heels. We'll do 3 more. So basically today, the focus is just releasing stagnant chi, getting circulation going through the body, nothing too strenuous, but hopefully energizing and clearing. Last one. With a final shake. Nice. Good. And then take your feet wide again and let the toes turn out. We'll come into that, I call it a salute. So we're going to ground down through the feet, reach the arms out and up, palms come together overhead. Actually, you don't have to come together. You can keep your arms wide and you can lift up off your heels and then keep the heels lifted. Bring the hands to heart center like you're in a squat. So the hips are back, and then lower your heels as you reach through and look in the direction your hands are pointing, and then bring the hands back. Keep the squat and then push into your feet, come up and repeat. Go as slow as you need to, and you don't have to go as deeply as I am. So it's a fluid movement. Just keep breathing. Breath doesn't have to be any particular pattern, but once you get used to it, you can try inhaling as you open and reach up, and then exhaling as you curl in and reach through the legs. Might be that you need to take a few breaths throughout. Try to make the movement slow and steady and smooth and continuous. It's okay if there's wobbles. We're just intending to create a flow. Really aware, intentional. Let's do 3 more like this. Last one. So when you come up, this third and last time, stay up on the toes. Just gaze at eye level into the horizon, soft gaze. Feel the support of the earth, the heart lifting, steady. Inhale and exhale. Just let your heels softly come down. Float your hands slowly to the lower dantian, just in front of the lower dantian. And pause and breathe. And then let your arms relax by your sides. Good. So bring the feet a little close. Actually, let's come up. Let's bring the big toes together to touch. So we're going to do a little balancing thing here. If you need to be close to a wall or a chair, you can do that. We're going to come up onto the toes and then keep the knees pressing together in that elevator movement where we come down to a certain degree and then back up onto the toes, knees together as you come down, and challenge yourself to come a little lower each time. We'll just do 3 more like that. So try to not bend at the hips here. You're coming down like an elevator, body straight up and down. I've just come all the way down. So the challenge is to go all the way back up without touching the floor. But of course you can touch the floor if you need to. Really important to keep the knees pressing together. And 1 more. Good. Good. When that's done, take your feet wide. We're going to transition to sitting through a squat. So your heels outer hip distance apart, the toes turned out slightly. And then maybe hands to heart center, send the hips back, slowly lower down. You might need to adjust the distance between your feet. Bring the elbows inside the knees, press the knees wide. Lift through the heart and crown. Stay like that. I'm just moving my computer as long as you're doing okay there. Nice, and then just let your head Bow toward the floor, spine round, arms heavy. You can always come into butterfly or Baddha Konasana if this isn't comfortable, if it's too much on the ankles or knees. And then we'll come down, so supporting yourself, hands on the floor. Just come into a comfortable seat, sit nice and tall. Just take a gentle twist, one side or the other, doesn't matter. But ground down through the sit bones, lift through the heart. Lengthen up through the crown, the chin slightly tucked. Inhale, stay for the exhale. And then releasing, coming through center. Ground down again, lift through the heart and turning from the waist, opposite side. Keeping the heart over the hips, centered over the hips, head over the heart. May my heart remain open. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist, and slowly unwind. Good, so we'll be practicing this Kirtan Kriya for about, 6 minutes exactly. I'm just gonna get a cushion. So if you want a cushion to sit on, and if you've got music playing, please turn that off for now. So the practice is, it's been studied a little bit, and scientifically they've proven that it helps to reduce stress, which almost any form of yoga and breath work is going to reduce stress. It helps to balance the hemispheres of the brain, and it helps to produce this gene. Let me just get my note here. Telomerase gene, which is a gene that helps to keep us young. Yeah, it's really interesting. And that was a study done through an Alzheimer's research group. So there's lots of claims with this Kirtan Kriya of how it, many aspects. We're touching the tips of the fingers together, so the thumb and index, and then the middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger, as we say these sounds. So we're hitting the nerve endings in the fingers, or stimulating the nerve endings in the fingers. And then in NAD yoga, NAD yoga, the yoga of sound, they've studied how the placement of your tongue when you're creating sound. So any chanting, any mantra has an effect, a profound effect on the brain, because your tongue is hitting certain points inside the mouth that affects the brain. It's like acupressure inside the mouth. So I could go on, but there's lots of information I could send you and save time. The third aspect of it is the actual sounds, and they each have meaning, but we're creating 4 sounds: sa, ta, na, ma. So like sat nam, that they repeat a lot in Kundalini yoga. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. And we're going to be chanting that as we move the fingers. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. We'll chant out loud for 1 minute, whisper for 1 minute, silently repeating for 2 minutes, and then again whispering for 1 minute and out loud for 1 minute. And then you're invited to just sit and observe your breath and what you're feeling, sit in silence for some time after. Okay, so I'm going to put my recording on and we'll begin. So just checking that you're comfortable and you're sitting with your palms turned up, prepared to join in.
So set yourselves in your chair with your nice tall spine. Let's begin.
Satanama, 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 Satanama. Big breath. Satanama, 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 Satanama. Whispering. Silently. Whispering. Satanama, 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 Satanama.
And inhale.
Inhale.
Suspend the breath, hold it in.
Hold the breath. Let it go slowly. Hold at the bottom when you're empty. Slow breath in. Hold at the top. And imagine you're drawing energy from the base of your spine all the way up to the third eye. And then let that energy spread through the body. Imagine it like sparkly light spreading through the whole body. And gently let it go. Return to your natural breath. And just sitting quietly, breathing, opening your sense of hearing. It's alert and present, and at the same time feeling the support of the earth and letting your body deeply relax into that support. So I'm going to continue sitting for some time. Feel free to continue as you like. And if you need to sign off, I wish you a happy long weekend. Happy Seder for some of you. Happy Easter if you're celebrating Easter.